We just need to get Feb on and we'll be right on time. Oh yeah, I gotta change this topic right here. Yes, that topic ain't there. You know what I mean? Let me add one. Now, Feb, get our iPad, we on and popping. This gonna be interesting with Phillip and Esther on the same show.
What you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah, I mean two people that don't bite their tongues, you know what I'm saying? That's not a bad thing.
The difference is I actually respect her. So.
Oh, you trying to say she don't respect you?
No. I think it's a good. We know each other a long time, but I mean, you know, it's all good. She's family, and that's love. Oh,
yeah.
Say nothing crazy.
Oh yeah, I want true, honest opinions. Antonio, I don't want you holding nothing back, player.
My brother.
Do not hold anything back. The ladies cannot control this conversation. Less than 4 minutes and 50 seconds and counting. It's a man's world right now. It's a man's world. I need that James Brown to play that. What's up, people? Shantae, Ron, we got people tuning in. Antonio, he network. He like.
I'm here.
You doing things dual, I see. You chatting it, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get my setup ready in time, but I'm gonna do it.
That's okay. We got everything on lock right now.
I like your podcast room, Ray.
Thank you. I don't know why. What's up, Fab? All right, we got Fab on the line now, so we are rocking and rolling. Thank you, Casey. What's going on? I need feedback. I need everybody to chat and give positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever type of feedback you got. 2 minutes to go. What's up, Sheena? We got DC, well, what is it, the DMV they call it? DMV in the building?
Yeah.
See this equipment I got right here? I'm trying to dual process everything.
Yeah.
I like it though.
What's up, CC? Yes, that's the DMV. I'm sorry. Let me get it corrected. Okay, the wire, right? All right, we got Kevin in the building. What's going on, Kevin? We're going to get everybody. No, we still got a little more time to go. In the meantime, I'm practicing and I'm actually seeing what the scenes look like. But let me get this started real quick. We're going to start early, okay? We're going to start right now. Welcome to Mr. Got Game and Friends podcast. Thank you for joining. I know I started a little bit earlier. I was checking out the scenes. But question of the day is, can you find love in Atlanta? Can you really find love in Atlanta? Or is it just friends with benefits? Or is it a place where people come to just to party, have a good time, and go back home from out of state? Or is it a place where people get together, meet somebody nice looking, get with them for a few months, meet somebody else nice looking, and get with them for a few months? Let me introduce the guest, Febury. Febury, what's going on, Feb?
Really, Reggie?
Hey, hold on, Feb. I had to improvise. Let me correct this real quick because we was having issues with Feb's scenery. There we go, Feb. What's going on, baby girl? Tell everybody about yourself. We outside. I see you.
What's up?
Give people a little brief introduction. Tell people about yourself, Feb.
Oh, okay. For those that don't know me, I'm Febury Hassan. I'm actually a relationship and personal development coach, which means I'm not a doctor and I'm not a therapist. I am a coach. And the premise behind all of my work is that every relationship you're having is ultimately a reflection of one you're having with yourself. And relationships are just barometers to help us gauge our internal belief systems. And if you want to change your relationships, you first must change your beliefs about relationships. And my specific area of focus is on women and helping them to embrace and harness their feminine energy as compared to their masculine energy. I feel that women have a lot of masculine energy currently, especially in relationships, and it is killing us in a lot of ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so on and so forth. So I step in, I give tips, tools, and techniques to help rein some things in and kind of change some things around if you like a different result. Additionally, I am the author of Sex Shenanigans and Debauchery, the Conversation Cards, and I'm also the author of Would You Marry You and Introspection. So that's me.
All right.
Damn, Feb, it's our show.
Hey, she put a plug in, didn't she?
I know, right?
Hey, she put a plug in. Okay, check this out. We're going to go ahead and go with Esther next.
Hey guys, I'm Esther Lafontant. I am a mental health advocate. I work with patients, individuals with different mental disorders, as well as substance abuse issues. I'm a big advocate for women and mental health in the Black community, and that's me in a nutshell.
All right, Phillip, the co-host. What's going on, Phillip? Tell the people a little bit about yourself, Phillip.
I'm short, I'm overweight, and I'm a greeter at Walmart. Who's next?
He's lying. Antonio, what's going on, Antonio?
What's happening? Antonio Alacena, my name. I'm a life, sex, dating, and relationship specialist. I don't necessarily call myself a coach, although that is what I do. My focus actually is women, and it's, for a lot of women, it's particularly today, they don't. Some of them rather don't like that, but my clients don't mind it. I'm born and raised in Atlanta. I'm a life coach, but also I have a podcast and film studio, which is where I am now. And I have a podcast called Masculine Militia, which will be out in a couple of weeks. I think the 17th of this month. And so, and many other projects, but that's going to be the one that I'm going to be putting out soon. So stay tuned.
All right. He putting that plug in. That's how you do it. I got to get Feb corrected because Feb was having an issue in the beginning with her computer. So I got to get this corrected real quick, but bear with us. But let me ask you this. When it comes to relationships, when you're looking to date someone, do you start off initially by telling them you're looking for a serious relationship, or do you just go along with it and hope you fall into a serious relationship if you're looking for a serious relationship? Who's going
Who's
to?
that directed to? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to all of y'all. Whoever going to respond first.
If I'm dating, I mean, initially, I don't just start off the bat like, oh, I'm looking for a relationship. I'm normally trying to gauge the person and trying to catch the vibe. And then after probably about maybe like 2 dates or whatever, if we're still vibing on that level, then we'll like, we'll start making that conversation about like, okay, like where you're at, where I'm at, what you trying to do, what I'm trying to do, and kind of see like, if it aligns. But that's kind of how I do it.
Uh, Antonio, I'm curious about this one. So what I want to know is that when you meet somebody, you see somebody you're attracted to, and you exchange information. So you're saying you wait a date or two before you decide whether or not you want to let them know you're looking for something serious. Because there's some people look for something serious right out the gate, and they'll tell you, I don't want to waste any time. Antonio, the
I mean,
therapist.
uh, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, well, my mindset is if I meet someone that I desire certain things. I have and everything that I desire, I'm looking for in them. I have a little peace. I got a little harmony. I got a little love, and I'm hopefully looking to find someone who has that also. And hopefully, if I find them and we'll be able to link up, our energy will take us where we need to go. Now, as far as a conversation
Yeah,
that has to
conversation.
do,
That's what I want to know. Not, and I want to
no,
know.
I don't be like, yeah, yo, from the gate, I'm looking for you to be my lady, my wife, my everything, or whatever from the gate. First of all, because I don't know that. Say, I know what I want, but it doesn't mean it's going to be necessarily be her. So I don't necessarily say that from the gate, no. But there may come a point, of course, where I want to, up the level of my, not just my interest in her, but how she sees it. I want to know where she sees it, and then we go from there. And hopefully we'll be able to connect. We'll be able to look in that way.
And I'm not saying out the gate telling this particular person I want you to be mine. What I'm saying is after a certain age, mid 30s, mid 40s, or a little bit after the mid 40s, at some point you're saying, okay, I'm just tired of just dating multiple people. So the next person that I meet, they say, hey, you sit, chat at the bar, and ask if you're single. Yeah, I'm single. Just a soft brief. Next relationship I get into, I plan on making it my last, or I would like it to be my last. So I'm just not looking to
Yeah,
date
but
multiple people. But go ahead, Fab. Hold on, hold on. We're gonna give Fab, and then I'm gonna give you a chance to respond. Esther, go ahead, Fab.
I actually do. If I'm dating, you say, hey, what do you want to do? Well, I am interested in being married. Now, whether or not you're it, that's a whole nother conversation. But you know what my intentions are for dating. It may not be who you turn out to be. I've had 7 marriage proposals. I've been married once. I date men that want to be married. So I already know off the gate. Now, obviously, if they have not, I've only been married once, that means for whatever reason, those individuals and I did not work out. But we already know going in, we're dating with the possibility of can this go towards marriage? And at that point, we're only dating for that purpose. So obviously, at some point in there, we're like, nope, we don't want to do this with one another. God bless you. Good luck on your search. So, but yeah, you know off the rip if I want to be married. I don't put any qualms about that. I don't date you a couple of times. As a matter of fact, after the first or second date, I already know if I like you anyway.
Okay, okay, Esther. Now, Esther, you had something to say about that, correct?
yeah, I did. I mean, because I think like if somebody like the guys that I've had, like the older guys that I've dated, and that came off the bat like, oh, I'm looking for a wife. It just came off across. It came across as creepy to me. Impressed. And I mean, you gotta kind of see first, like within the first even couple of days, like you just never really know people for real. You gotta just take your time and just jumping into like, yeah, I'm trying to be
I
married.
I, I wouldn't say
Well, so
jump into it. Go ahead, Fab.
I was about to say, I think you're making the assumption I'm saying to this person, or they're saying to me, I want to marry you. You're asking me, oftentimes when I talk to people, they ask me, what are my long-term goals? What are my long-term intentions? So if they ask me that as it relates to being in dating, I'm saying my long-term goals are towards marriage. If you ask me about business, I will tell you, various things about that. So I let you know where I stand from the very beginning. Again, it does not make you it. It just means this is what my personal goals and objectives are. I'm talking to you, I'm, entertaining you, what have you. But again, I don't entertain people for very long that I don't feel fit, whatever that is. Just as you said, first or second or third date, you may very well know if you want to continue even dating them. I know the exact same thing. Second, third date.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm
My
not saying
long-term goals are married, so you know those long-term goals about me up front. I mean, I have so far not have creeped anybody out, and they're not creeping me out. But those are my goals for dating. I'm not dating just to hang out with you at this point. I'm not dating, to find, a sugar daddy or what have you. I'm dating for strictly the purpose of who I want to marry.
And I don't think it makes you less of a person or weak of a person if you define what your goals are in the beginning. Because, like I said, if you don't have any goals, you don't have any direction, you end up spending a lot of time with a person and never have any results because you never put a structure together or never at some point said how are you going to define the relationship. And that leads into the second question. How
Well,
long? Go ahead, Phillip.
No, that wasn't Phillip. That was me.
Tony, go ahead, Tony.
I mean, it's okay if if a woman wants to let me know that that's what she wants or
Yes.
whatever. I mean, that's cool. But for me, I know what I want. I don't necessarily have to broadcast it to her. I don't necessarily see, as far as I'm concerned, every time I meet someone that I feel like I'm attracted to, for me, the possibility of that person being permanent in my life is present.
I wouldn't say broadcasted. I would just say let them
Or,
know. It's not broadcasted.
I mean to tell them.
Yes.
To say, I don't necessarily have to go into that conversation, whether it be the first time I meet them, the second time, or the third time. However, I know where I am, and if this person along the way, I will determine rather if they fit where I'm going or not. I don't necessarily have to tell them. You dig what I'm saying? I don't have to say, you know what, sweetheart, I'm looking to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't with that, then I'm not with you. And see, I don't have to do that.
That could save you a lot of money, though. Could save you a lot of money when it comes to dates. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying for everybody is different. For me, I have a method by which I go and do my thing. And that's not it. That's all I'm saying. Ain't no problem for whoever do it, but that ain't me. I let them know at some point, because like I said, my mind is strictly, if I meet you, for me, you are possibly a person that's going to be permanent. See, I don't see this new thing they have today about I'm dating with a purpose and all that. It's like I always have. So that's always been me anyway. So this little thing that people have today is like, what were you doing before?
A lot of people date friends with benefits. Some people don't want relationships. At the end of the day, some people just want people to hang out with it.
Right. But if I see it going in that direction and I don't want that, then I won't do it.
But what I'm saying is, y'all acting like just because you come off the rip and you tell somebody exactly what your intentions are, that means that, okay, this person's with a purpose. There's a lot of dishonest people out there. You could have been dating with a purpose and telling him you want to be married, and he's telling you he wants to be married, and then he got like 10 hoes he with. You know what I'm saying? It's Atlanta, dog. You just don't know.
But it's no
what
different than if you tell them not to.
Don't mean,
People are.
I have to see.
So it's like, I understand that, but I'm just saying I agree with Tony when he's saying different stuff for different folks. Like whatever works for you works for you. That's cool. But I don't think it's like an absolute formula to be like, if I state my intentions from the jump, like that's gonna mean that, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get a husband or you're gonna get a wife or whatever. I agree with Antonio, his logic on that one.
It might, because it may not even mean that. I can tell y'all, yeah, baby, I want to be married too. Nigga,
actions are show though. I totally agree with you. Okay, so not on the first date, not on the second date. How long do you date before you give a person time to decide whether or not you're going to move in the direction of love or you're just going to be friends with benefits? Before, to say this is something that I don't want.
Well, friends with benefits, you could, like with me, I could tell from the jump when I meet somebody, if that's somebody I just want to, let's say somebody.
Do you tell them? Do you tell them though? Do you tell them?
If I just want to smash, yeah.
You tell them you want to smash.
Women can always say that.
Women do not say that. Women do not say that.
No, they can't. I'm saying they can. Women can say that. Men can't say that. Men can't just go up to you and say, honestly, I just want to smash.
I'm
They
not
can't say that,
saying
but a woman can come up and say, yeah, I just want to smash. And then,
no, I don't. I mean,
depending on
I'm more eloquent than hey, let's smash. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Okay,
just be like,
okay. Yeah, no, no,
not
no, no,
really.
no. We got
Okay.
people listening, so we want to know how you say it, okay? Go ahead, give us an illustration that you
you know
want to
what
be
I'm saying?
friends with benefits.
My thing will be like the friends of benefits be like, yo, like, what you trying to do? It's like, oh, nothing, I'm just, seeing what's up. Or the lingo is, whenever they
No,
say
no, 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 no. That's
listen,
not telling a person you want to be friends with
no, it
benefits.
is. Listen, if you say, what are you trying to do? And they say, I'm trying to catch a vibe. Whenever you hear niggas tell you they trying to catch a vibe, they're trying to smash.
I'm
Like,
new
they're
to
not
this.
really trying to be
What you say?
serious. Like, whenever you hear, I'm just trying to catch the vibe, I mean, you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So.
I mean, yeah, the language is not going to necessarily be, you know what I'm saying,
Cut and
some,
dry. Why not cut and dry?
I mean, it
I,
could
it
be, but
could be.
like the brother was
It
saying,
could be.
like Phillip was saying,
Yeah.
like Phillip was saying a few seconds ago, as a guy, I'm going to be a little bit more artful with what I'm saying. Most times, there are women who can take saying, listen, all I want to do is dick you down tonight. Yeah. There are women you can do that with. There are women you can say that to. All this, but you still have to gauge how you're going to come at them. It's not like I'm going to just give you some standard performance to let you know that that's all I'm about. It's all kinds of ways. So I'm more, but like Phillip says, it's less that men will be able to do it. Women, of course, will have more license to do that type of thing. You dig what I'm saying?
True.
Okay, and this is for the ladies. And is it true? The more money you have, the more love you find. Fellas and ladies, is it true? If you're a baller, if you're making a whole lot of money, the whole more lot of love you're gonna end up finding in Atlanta. Is that true?
I don't necessarily think it's the more love you're gonna get. I just think that men with money have the means to have the upper echelon of hoes. So you have I mean, I call these hoes hoes. I mean, these hoes. First of all, that's wrong. I apologize.
What you say?
But I just feel like if you have money, if a man has money, he has a wider selection of women to choose from because a lot of women will overlook looks. They'll overlook if he's overweight. They'll overlook
That's a
if
damn shame.
because it's not a damn shame because if you look at it historically, women like men. Money equates power. Okay. And so if a man has money, 9 times out of 10, he has power.
Not necessarily. There's a whole lot of squares with money. Fair.
I mean, but you can't ask a question, bro, and then as soon as I start to give it,
you're right. Go. I'm sorry. Continue. Go ahead, Esther. That's right. That's the Esther I know. That's the Esther I know. Continue, Esther.
So what I'm saying is, it just whether it's right or wrong, it allows men to throw out a wider net to get the kind of women that they really want because they got money. So yeah, I agree with that.
Fab, what do you agree? You agree with that?
I agree. I think you just have more options. You don't have more love. You just get more options.
And you get more pussy too.
It's not the point of love. It's just more options.
Because it sure ain't love. It's more options.
Right, no, love is just more options.
Yeah.
Phillip?
Oh, I agree unequivocally, man. I mean, especially in an area like this in Atlanta where it's the land of show me, where, guys or girls will rent, cars, $200,000 cars for a weekend just to park it in front of a club to be seen getting out of it.
There you go. So a lot of them. So in other words, a lot of guys are front. I've known guys in Atlanta to lease cars in their mother's name, to do anything they can to impress a woman, just to get that type of attention that we're just talking about. Just to. And I'm asking this for the ladies. Now, how do you gauge? And I'm just curious. How do you gauge whether or not a guy's got money or not? Is there a way? Is it the way he dressed, or is it what he's paying for?
No, I mean it's not like in Atlanta. I mean, most of the time too, net networking. You could also Google people to kind of figure out
Damn.
what they do, what their net
That's
worth
new to me.
is. I mean, anything. We live in a digital age, so you
Yeah.
could tell who really got money and who's flossing. And 9 times out of 10, like Atlanta is but so small, so everybody's kind of connected in one way or another. So
That's
it's
new to
not
me.
like
You can Google somebody? Goodness.
I've seen people do it right then and there. Just
Yeah.
Google, what they do, where they work at. Especially if it's somebody that's well known, you could kind of know, like, what's up with that person. It's not just he drove an expensive car out here, or he got something, because I mean it's Atlanta. I mean we've
Correct.
seen it
Correct.
all, so you
Correct.
can't.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's that's interesting right there. I need to know. I never thought about Googling a person to find out how
I've
much
been
money they
Googled
make.
several times personally.
How do you have had?
Yes.
And people have brought up, what information have they said about you that they found out?
They find out, about my books, my coaching. I have websites, so they found out things like that. But like I said, I was sending my son to a counselor. The counselor Googled me. I was renting a property. They Googled me. People Google me all the time, so that's not uncommon. But I find that men with a certain amount of money and social status, their conversations are completely different. You can just gauge by a person's conversation a lot of times about what kind of money they have, what type of influence they have, what type of influence they have. If you're just really listening and paying attention, if you're accustomed to knowing what to look for.
All right, that's good feedback. I'm curious. I'm calling somebody who made an interesting comment, and hopefully she'll answer the phone.
Hello?
What's going on, Tanisha?
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Hey.
I need you to turn off your computer volume, though.
Okay.
Now,
No better.
I want you to let them know what you said, the last comment that you made.
What did I say?
People be tricking.
Oh, about sticking around. Yeah. Well, just talking about how do you know people have money thing. So for me, it's go ahead.
No, go ahead. We listening to you.
Yeah, for me, it's sticking around and well, if you want to, because Atlanta is the one hitter quitter city. But if you are genuinely interested in a person, then for me, it's always just sticking around and observing and asking questions. Because what I've found through personal experience is that a lot of people show up to the table presenting one thing, and then it's a completely different thing the more you get to know them. And you would think that at this age and stage that we are, that wouldn't be a thing, but it's actually more common than it is not. So like February was saying, is that how you pronounce your name? Like sometimes you can tell by conversations, but people they finesse themselves through conversations too. So I would say just being patient. I think the thing that I've seen the most is that people are not patient enough. So they're just rushing into things, not getting to know people. The whole thing, I know one thing that I really switched up on that I'm adamant about is like when guys tell you like, oh, you gotta wait and meet my family and this, that, and the other. I don't do that anymore. Like
You don't
I need
fall
to
for
be
that no
meeting
more.
No. Because when you start meeting family, friends and stuff, if they on some kind of charade, especially financially, that's kind of when everything started unraveling. Somebody gonna either say something that's gonna be a red flag, or you're gonna see something that's gonna be a red flag.
All right. Thank you, Tanisha. I'm glad you answered the phone.
Yeah.
Here's real quick. I don't understand
Phillip.
why people have this connotation, this negative connotation that Atlanta is a one hitter quitter city, unlike anything they've ever seen.
That's what I be talking about.
DC is like that. Baltimore is like that. Miami's like that.
But
Everywhere is like that. It's
but Atlanta is more of a party city. People come from everywhere.
People don't party in the DMV. People don't party in Los Angeles.
But
People don't
the
party in
DMV
Houston.
ain't never had Freaknik.
But this is what I think it is. This is what I think it is.
How long? Like
I'm just no. But people still treat the city as if it's Freaknik.
No,
Really, to
this
be
is what I
honest with
think.
you. Go ahead.
Right,
It's
but
not.
what we're saying is that is not correct. I mean, if we're gonna keep it real, let's keep it real.
Sort of like Vegas, I think.
It's
I think
a
people look at
look.
Atlanta like
It's a
Vegas.
hoish country. I don't give a fuck if you're in Buffalo, New York. They setting it off up in Buffalo in the snow in December,
Yeah.
as much as they do down here in Atlanta. I mean,
It's
dating is dating. It's not the area, it's the person, man. There's great
not.
people everywhere.
It's
There's
not
hoes everywhere.
geographical. It's not
It is.
geographical. It's cultural.
It's
Thank you. Thank
It
You know
you.
what I'm
is.
saying?
I
And
can
what
tell you
happens
what. It is. It is. I say it's geographical because in a lot of other states, you have more married people in other states than you have single people
okay,
in Atlanta.
but if
It-
you're
it-
saying
Show me
it's
the
like
numbers on that.
it, it,
Yeah,
it's
Quantify
yeah.
that.
it,
I
I
want to
it's
know.
need to see that too.
no. It's.
I need to
I mean,
see
you hear
that.
people say it all the time. I'm gonna move from here to North Carolina because North
Yeah.
Carolina is more of a relationship state.
But there's
I'm
no, but
from
there's
North
no such
Carolina.
thing. There is no such thing as a relationship state. This is the thing that y'all have to understand. If you're going in a smaller city, right? The pool, first of all, any competitive city, you're talking your Los Angeles, you're talking about your Miamis, you're talking about, your Atlantas. Those have high competition because you're gonna have you're gonna have more attractive women, you're gonna have a higher ratio of women to men. So of course, when you put that into the equation, yes. But the thing about it is, you got to also take into consideration that okay, there's social media now, so there's the internet now. So now both women and men have a whole lot more options in the dating pool than they had ever before. Then you take these groups into account, these social groups. These social groups put even more options for these dudes. So now, if you go to a small, like let's say you go to Savannah, ain't shit popping in Savannah. Most of the dudes are married because shit, they got married out of high school or they got married out of college. So of course now, oh, and then don't add the swingers and the polys and the free loves and all that.
Mostly in Atlanta. We gotta stick with Atlanta.
Wait a minute,
Mostly
wait
in
a minute.
Atlanta. Mostly in Atlanta.
But those things are not mostly in Atlanta.
That-
Miami has
I,
them too. California has them too. Like these things are not just specifically just
Atlanta
geared towards
housewives, not California housewives.
um,
You know
Atlanta
what?
housewives.
Let me say this
there's,
right
but
quick.
there's
I'm glad you
Potomac,
brought that
there's
up.
a bunch of
Yeah. Yes.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. See, Atlanta is a media city now. It's a media city now. And that right there is the main difference. Everybody, I be in some other city, I don't care if it's New York. And it's been like this for years. I would be in New York. Man, I gotta get to Atlanta. Everybody gotta come here.
See, that's what I said. It's like Sin City. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But the thing is, they want to come here, and yes, there's an apex of a certain kind of mentality because all of it bleeds into Atlanta, but it's mainly because it's a media city. Because when I'm in LA or if I'm in Houston or if I'm giving a talk in Memphis, guess what the women there are saying? The same thing the women here are saying. They're saying the same thing. The men in Memphis or the men in LA or Chicago, they're saying the same
No, I think
thing.
it's a little bit different because there's a lot of opportunity here in Atlanta, and for some odd reason,
I'm telling you the perceptions of the people.
yeah, a lot of perception that I hear that there's a lot of successful men in Atlanta, and I could be wrong. February, am I right? You hang out at cigar bars and stuff like that.
That's for men in Atlanta.
I'm just saying, no. It's Atlanta is on the map right now.
But
It's
how
one
do
of
you
the
quantify? Here's my question, Reg. You just said there are a lot of successful men in Atlanta. How do you quantify success? Is it income? Is it debt to income ratio? Is it
sometimes.
total portfolio status? You threw it out there. Answer your own
I don't
question,
quantify.
moderator.
I don't quantify it. What most people, what most women, I'm gonna say this: most women are visual, and they did.
No, most women are emotional. Men are visual.
No.
Dude, you are. Man, you need to go back to Milwaukee.
Philip. I believe I'm saying visual as far as big shiny things, cars, jewelry,
But see,
clothes,
Reggie,
things of that nature.
I have a problem with that because when you say that, I feel like, first of all, speak for some women, ding dongs are the ones that go for flashy shit. Because if you get a woman like that's 35 to 40, chances are, if that dude is flashing shit, most likely he's fucking broke and he's renting that shit. So to sit there I know plenty of successful women that make that make really good money, and they don't just he got a flashy car, he got this and that, because at the end of the day, out here, I mean, Joe Blow off the street got a freaking flashy car, and 9 times out of 10, he's living in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So to make it seem like women are just like, oh, we're like fucking kittens, and you put a fucking flashlight or you dangle some shit in our face, we're like, ooh, shiny shit. I'm just gonna go and, you know what I'm saying, hit up.
Unfortunately, it does happen. Unfortunately, it does happen. You know what I mean? A guy start popping bottles in the clubs, and the eyes start bulging.
Popping bottles, bruh, popping bottles. You can get the nigga that off the streets to pop bottles with you and let you drink for free and not even have to come out the cat. Like, that's not nothing. If you a woman out here in Atlanta, you done pop bottles with celebrities, you done pop bottles with corporate dudes, you done pop bottles with broke ass dudes. I mean, that's not like you like. I think you're talking to a lower.
Let me say this. One thing I have seen online is that everybody's looking for a relationship in Atlanta, but no one is able to get in a relationship for some odd reason.
But is everybody truly looking for a relationship though, Reggie?
You know what? And that's a good question. Before I let Febury say something,
go ahead.
Febury, before I let her say something, because she's been patiently waiting. But in Atlanta, to what you were saying, Reggie, is this: there are, in my view, there are like these tiers that women have allowed men to place them in. Okay, so you have the bad bitches. You have who basically drive the media narrative. Then you have the different tiers under that. And these bad bitches and a few under there, they're out of these clubs. They're in these, because it can be 500 of these so-called bad bitches. They believe they deserve a certain kind of dude. And it ain't but 15 of them dudes that they want. It's 500 of them, but it ain't but 15 of those guys.
You're right. And
so what they do is, but they drive the narrative after them 15 are ran through them. But as far as the women who are not considered that, or they're not in that, they don't be in that club every night on pictures, all that, those women right there, they have more opportunity to have, in my view, more opportunity to have relationships. However, it is I do think there's a degree of difficulty for women in Atlanta or anywhere. You dig what I'm saying? The more attractive you are as a woman, the more difficult it is really to get a sincere man. And it's not because as a woman you looking for money or she's looking for money and all those things. That's certain women. Yes, there's a tier of women that are like that. But as far as women, I've known plenty of women who've had relationships. The issue is, in my view, a lot of women in Atlanta, or I'm gonna say Atlanta because I'm here.
All right, sex. Lay it down. We talking about Atlanta, so keep it.
A lot of them have they're not. They don't. Like I said, I think. Let me say it like this: I think that women are generally better than men.
In what way? What perspective? What way? What way?
I'm about to tell you, they're better in terms of how better to us than we've been to them. And the thing is, what happens is, because of that, women are going to find less good men than we are going to find good women. We're going to always find more good women because they have been better to us than we've been to them.
I don't know about that one. I disagree with that one too, because you got a lot of women that go out to eat with guys that had no intentions on taking it any further.
God, y'all bring that shit back to the food show.
No.
Go ahead. Let Phillip talk. Go ahead, Phillip.
I'm just talking about quality over quantity. I mean, you got quality people out there. You got fucked up people out there. I don't think men dominate that or women dominate it. But Atlanta, again, we're talking about perception. People's perception is people's reality, because Atlanta, has I think the last census was 21 or 22 females for every male. People think, okay, women can't find a good man in Atlanta, or The
You know, that's
men
not what
should be able to
it
date all
says.
this. It's all crap. If you're talking about quantity, yes, those numbers hold up. But if you're talking about a good man looking for a good woman or a good woman looking for a good man, the numbers are 1 to 1.
It's equal. Oh,
Fab, I want to hear what you have to say,
buddy.
Fab, on that
Well,
topic.
no, I don't like this whole narrative. I think that we create a false narrative in that saying, there's 20 to 1 in Atlanta. The actual census numbers are 1.5 to 1. Okay, let's stop. That's it. That's the true numbers. It's no 20 to 1. It does not exist. It's a myth. And what happens is we go to certain places and we see more women depending on the environment we're in. And we say, oh, there's more women. But however, if you're at a sports bar, it's more even. If you're at the golf course, it's even far exceeded. So it depends on where you are. Also depends if you're in the suburbs or if you're in the city, in the greater metropolitan Atlanta area. So this whole narrative that there's so many more men, so many more women than there are men is false. In addition to that, when it comes to dating in Atlanta, to say that guys have an upper hand, and I'm not saying anyone said that, but I hear that often. Guys are dating, women are being dated. Women can go out with 7 different guys, right? And she's not come out of every day of the week, 7 days a week, and go out with 7 different guys, and she hasn't paid a dime. So she has the opportunity, if she's selective, to perhaps meet someone. Men can only go out with so many women, and just have it make fiscal sense. So in a lot of ways, it balances itself out depending on what you're looking for and how you're going about it.
That's interesting. I spoke to someone the other day, and she mentioned she don't mind paying for dates. I think there's a new wave of women that's coming around, and there's
Yeah,
actually
but that's
Where's
rare. Like,
she at?
but what does she look like though? What does she look
yeah.
And,
like?
and not only that, when we talk about paying for date,
Okay,
we're
okay,
talking about
like
generally what is
I would
generally
love to
done.
see what
I'm
she
not
looks
talking about
like.
the outliers.
Huh?
Right.
Yeah, cause I mean, yeah, I would just like to see what she looks like
I mean,
first.
she doesn't look bad, and she's successful. I mean,
I'm
it's
not
some.
talking.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you
tell
can
you
be
this: y'all
successful.
act like y'all don't have no female friends. Y'all, they may not be close friends. There's got some bum dude at the house that's probably not working. It's probably driving her car, and she's successful. I'm gonna tell you what. I've seen a lot of women in Atlanta too have guys just for showpieces.
No, I don't know any chick that I know
Hey,
that has.
hey,
That's
we
because
run.
you
Hey,
are
check this
that
out.
woman,
Check this
Esther.
out. We run in the same circle. I ain't gonna mention no names,
No, I'm
but
talking
this,
about
but
close
this
friends of
one
mine.
dude, has gone through about 4 or 5 girls within a year.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh,
I like my
And the females are posting, hey, this is my love, this is that, and
yeah,
this is that. The next thing you know, he's with somebody else.
I
Yeah.
oh
And yeah, thank you, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta say the name. I ain't
hey
gotta say
Yeah,
the name.
you can name any name. That ain't nothing rare.
okay.
Yeah,
Just do
well,
do
his name is
do
different. His name is
But
different.
again,
His first name is
okay,
different.
but you bring up a valid point. This is the thing too when you're saying that there's not like dating is hard in Atlanta. I'm gonna speak for the ladies. I feel like as women, we have to be honest and realistic with ourselves. So a lot of women will say that they're looking for their husbands, and I see all this whole dear future husband bullshit and all this other shit that they got going on. That's cool, but a lot of women will say they want a husband, they want to date with a purpose, right? But then you let loneliness and horniness
Yeah,
overtake you and you let these dudes smash, you bust it wide open every which way but loose, however they want you. If they want you with cat, you with cat today. If they want you with dog, you with dog today. If they want you to go choo choo, you on that too. But
yes,
then when it doesn't yield what you say you desire, then you're like, oh yeah, these dudes ain't shit or whatever. At the same, you have to be intentional. And sometimes if you're wanting to something that you say that you really want real bad, you have to be intentional. Which means you can't be going around kicking it. This dude is a bum because we recycle penis around
yeah.
Atlanta.
I done seen
We
it.
do
I done
this
seen it
around
on
and
Front Street.
around and around. Okay, and it's very public. All right, these penises and these vaginas out here are to
Y'all
everybody.
so
Okay,
crazy.
like everybody is sampling them. Everybody is getting a turn, and it's like people are getting married, but it's people that are not sitting there letting people play with them. People that's not letting them people string them along. you have to be intentional, which means sometimes it might be the guy that you like. You might have to say, you know what? I know what I'm desiring, so I don't just want to hook up. So I'm not going to give you no ass, or I'm not going to, certain things you have to be very intentional about. And oftentimes we try to hold out, but because we're horny or because we're tired or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? We go ahead and do it, and that's not really helping our
I
cause.
think I think more so than intentional, there has to be some honesty, some self
Okay.
honesty,
Okay.
because a lot of times what happens is you're gonna there'll be women. I'm gonna use women in this particular thing who are, yeah, I want this kind of guy, I want this guy, I want to do this, I want to be that. When all along, really, they're trying to be that, but they're trying to use that to press down the wholeness. You know what I'm saying? They want to be out here doing what they're doing. They want to be switching up. They don't care. They want to do this stuff, but the thing is always some noble thing that they say they want. No, you ain't want that shit. Because I've seen, just like you and Esther, I've seen it
Yeah.
just happen so much. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear that. I
Let
be
me
like,
ask you
I don't
this.
want to hear that. You can
How
say that to somebody else. I know.
what advice? We all live here. What advice would you give a person if they are looking for love in Atlanta? I can't, I'm not into the show, but I got to get that question out there.
My first advice would be like if you see somebody from somewhere else, like Alabama or somewhere like that, jump on that real quick before they assimilate. If it's
Look
a
at
good
Atlanta
nigga,
rise.
like, you want to get him here
Yeah,
before he
so,
comes here. Before he
hey,
gets here,
so you
jump
answered the
on that shit
question.
like
You can't find love in Atlanta, right?
I don't,
I
I don't believe
didn't
that.
find love, but I'm saying normally when you have some like one of them, you typically have to be you got to be hot on it because if you give him like a good 6 months, he's gonna acclimate, and once he assimilates to Atlanta nightlife and shit, it's over for you, sis. Game
But like
over.
Phillip said earlier, though,
Yeah.
now I think this applies in this way: quality, quality
Over quantity. Yep.
over quantity.
Yep.
Quality, but the thing is, in my view, it appears to me that many of the people, and I'm gonna tell you why I say women, because I believe that women choose. You choose who you fuck with. A guy can pursue you, but if you say no, that's it. You dig? So you doing the choosing. And if you choosing all these fucked up niggas, then it's like I'm looking at you going, wait a minute, what is your belief or your thought about what is quality? How do you define quality? And I think that that's the problem right there. The definition of how the quality is defined. You think quality is he's quality because all these other chicks want to give him some pussy.
Yeah, yeah, and he must have something going on because they're giving it
Like,
to him, right?
I've seen it. I've seen
Yes.
it. You think he quality because all these other chicks give him pussy, but he may be a bum nigga, and I see it all the time.
And
He may be a bum dude.
I didn't
and
see this
he's
dude.
getting
I'm
he's getting a
telling
lot of
you.
sex, and because he's getting a lot of sex, it's just like when we were young. The dude that was getting the most sex in high school, there were guys that wanted to be him, and the girls wanted to give him sex because he was getting sex. And a lot of that dynamic happens right now. So
Okay, so do you have an answer to that question? How can you, or not? How can you? What would you tell a person to do to find love in Atlanta? Can you give a recommendation for that? Tonio, Esther said import them.
First of all, I think in order to, if you have to, this is going to sound kind of corny and regular, but you actually have to be what you want. You dig what I'm saying? It's like it is self first. Like people say, trust your gut. I hear it all the time, and that's great. But what if your gut is fucked up?
You're right.
You dig what I'm saying? Can we clean that out first? You dig? And so it starts with self. Like I said earlier about what I desire. I desire peace. I have to have some. I'm not looking for anybody. What I'm doing is I have something that I hope that will attract and connect to someone else with the same things. And I know that sounds kind of, vague, but that's really it. It's not about having some type of thing where I can be like, the woman has to have these qualities, she has these qualities. I have to have these qualities.
Okay. Be what you're looking for is what you're saying in so many words, right?
Pretty much.
February, if you had to give advice for anybody, February. I'm sorry. I'm just messing the name up. February. If you had to give advice for somebody that's looking for love in Atlanta, what
Beat that
would you
ass.
tell them?
Right.
What you say, Phillip?
I said you're gonna beat that
I would.
ass. You don't, you mess her name up.
I know. Sorry.
First of all, I actually would agree with in part what Antonio's saying. I think that we need to stop trying to create and get more towards attracting. I've had people attempt to make people into something as compared to learning how to attract what you desire in your life. Stop trying to create and remold people into some image that you think they should be,
I agree.
as compared to attracting in your life what you desire. So that's the first thing. And also, back up, I'm going to say the first thing is you have to, first of all, believe it. That you can have this thing. This whole, all the misnomers, all of the conversations about 20 to 1, this, that, and the other. You have to remove that from your mind and say, okay, this is what I desire in my life. And actually look at yourself, say, how can I attract that in my life? And if that means, again, if you have to let go of some girlfriends that are causing some drama in your life, let them go. If you have some thought patterns with yourself that, you know what, I need to kind of rearrange some things in my thinking to attract these type of people in my life, and that's what you have to do. But it starts with, first and foremost, you have to believe I can have this thing. And then you have to say, okay, what are the tips, tools, patterns I need to exhibit within myself, as Antonio said, to create that within myself and then to attract it outside of myself.
And I totally agree. Everything is about what you, because what I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say this right quick. I have said that to women in particular, and somehow they don't want to apply the principle of attraction when it comes to people, when it comes to men. They're attracted to everything else, money, car, all these
That's what
other
I
things.
said. Big flashy things. Yes.
But you can
Yeah.
do the same thing with another person. You dig? It's about having that, and then that creating the environment that will have you attract what you want or what you need.
But you know, Reggie, I don't know though. I'm like sensing some kind of bias with you in this flashy shit. Like,
what you say?
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
and you ain't gonna let it slide either, are you?
no, but you're not letting it slide. You keep saying the same shit over and over, and I'm like,
because I see it. I see it.
no, you okay, but you see it in some of the people that you know. I mean, it's a real big old world out here, like with plenty of women, and I mean, that's probably your reception, you know, your
Circle.
perception.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like that's I just don't like that narrative because I feel like it's a false narrative. Like
It goes with that. It goes with the more money narrative that we talked about earlier.
No,
Women,
it does not go with the more. The thing about it is, y'all. Okay, let's be honest here. Y'all want women to say that they want brokey and that they're gonna like. I feel like some of these black men, and not all, they have this thing where they just want women to subscribe to fucking struggle up. The thing about it is, let's be real here. Even in Caucasian women, Asian women, Hispanic women, no matter what the race or the nationality is of the woman, there is no fucking nationality that's gonna sit there and just be like, "Ooh, look at this broke ass nigga right here, and he broke as fuck." But that's him, that's Bay, and I'm sticking to him. There is nothing wrong with wanting, especially if you're at that level yourself, or you know what I'm saying, you're bringing somewhat close or the same thing to the table. There is nothing wrong with wanting a man, a person, a husband, or you know what I'm saying, a boyfriend, a fiance that can provide, that has the means to provide.
That's a whole new topic.
I mean, it's not saying that that's the only thing that you're looking for, but don't nobody want a broke ass dude, because guess what? A broke ass dude comes with certain challenges and headaches and shit, particularly if you have a family. So
Well, I'll tell you
sit
what,
there.
that's a bunch of bullshit because I see all these Facebook groups and we know a lot of the dudes in the groups and them some broke ass niggas and they fucking everybody.
No,
Everybody.
but this, no, but the women that they're fucking is not necessarily looking for a relationship. These women are fucking for sports while they're waiting for their husband. That's just some shit to do on the side. You see what I'm saying? That's not these women, like some of these women that's fucking them, it's just for like, that's for sports. That's just like pastime, leisure. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, these.
But you know the guy don't want the woman that's screwing for sport. You know that.
But I don't look at.
First of
Yeah,
all, hold on, Antonio. I'm sorry.
that's
First
all
of
right.
all, let's not pretend like niggas don't like hoes. It happens every day. Y'all just don't want to believe that shit. Hoes get wifed up all the time. It's a lot of wives that are hoes. Like y'all, like okay, it's cool. Go
No, no,
ahead.
no.
But what do you consider a hoe?
What?
What do
What
you
do you
consider a
consider a
hoe?
I know
hoe?
what a hoe is. A hoe is universal. I say a hoe. I say hi ho. Y'all know
Oh
what a hoe.
no,
Y'all all know what a
no.
hoe
You
is.
got hoes, you got
Y'all
sluts, you got, I mean, we can.
No,
There's,
okay. All right. There's different type of hoes. You got your holy hoes, your religious hoes. These are your hoes that know how to, they quote scriptures. I mean,
because you
they
just
love
throw a hoe
God.
out there like all these women are
No,
hoes. I mean, just because
they
they're a little
go to church, but
liberal
at
with
the
their
same
vagina.
time, they bust it wide open. You got your hotep hoes. You got your ho hoes. Like these hoes are just notorious. They just gonna fuck
Somebody said these
whatever.
hoes be
Yeah,
winning though. Is it true?
I,
yeah, man. Let me tell you, it is true
Is
because
it
I'm not
true?
gonna lie. Sometimes it is
Absolutely.
true. Hoes do. Yeah, hoes win every day. Let me tell you who don't win. Chicks with morals and values. Morals and values keep you poor because
No, because
nowadays,
chicks with morals and values 9 times out of 10 don't know when to shut up, which is what men want. Peace. Hoes know their place, and hoes will fix you a sandwich and go sit down and give you the remote and will shut the
hoes
fuck
don't.
up. If we're gonna
Hoes
talk
don't.
about it,
It's
let's talk
true.
about it. No, you see, hold up. Now,
That's
Esther, you ain't let
everything
nobody
that's
talk this whole time, and that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? You still fucking
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Instead of knowing the
yeah. Don't
rightful
keep
place,
talking.
which is to be quiet when the superior
No,
male is trying
no.
to drop knowledge and provide you with
Right?
guidance and
No, because
leadership.
we
That's
talking.
exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you a better Esther right now. You see that
Because
defiance?
I
All
wish
that
my man would
beauty, all
shut the
that
fuck up.
beauty in that package. You
I'm
know
a
what,
talk now. I'm
Esther?
a talk.
And I love you. And you know that personally. But you out there
Oh,
leaderless. You like a kite without a string. You need to come home and
what
fix
you mean?
that. I'll reel you in. I'll get you right.
I'm so stupid.
Man, listen. If I had a dime for every nigga that wanted to get me right, I'd be a rich ass woman
You'd
right
have
about
10
now.
cents.
No. And let's not get it twisted. First of all, I have receipts. Okay, I have been a couple brothers' piece. Don't just let the calamity fool y'all off of social media. I have been people's piece. However, when I need to be his hell, I absolutely will
Yeah,
as
you're right
well.
about
I
that.
am
You're
and
right.
that's
not,
80%
okay.
of the time.
95% of the time.
That's so stupid.
That's
Esther,
what
you're not
I
gonna
do.
let
You
them
see
say
how
that to
peaceful,
you.
you see that?
My
Hold up, you
shit
see
is
that
hell. If
peaceful
it's
energy
good.
coming off Fab? You feel that
Look at
just nice,
Fab.
that cool breeze, that peaceful energy coming off? It's just so nice and pleasant. Esther, you look like you about to throw a brick through somebody's window.
Hey,
Okay, and somebody brought up a good point, which I'm gonna end up bringing up on another show. And she mentioned while these panels mostly focused on men, and they should be, focused on women, and they should be focused on men. Is that true? Shouldn't
No,
we focus on what a man should be doing instead of women? Is
I
that
grew
right?
up.
no,
I mean,
because
speak
it's
February.
no the focus. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Antonio.
No, I was saying go ahead February. I want to see what she had to say.
Oh, absolutely, fair.
February. At some point, the
No,
panel should discuss the men, I guess, correct?
With that amazing outfit she's wearing.
And that is a topic that I have coming up. What do
Nah,
women
it's too
want from
late.
men,
No,
or
no, too
what
late
men
now.
should be doing? Yes. Go ahead, Fab.
no, I think we should balance out the focus. I think women, for lack of better verbiage, are low hanging fruit, regardless of what people say about women. We oftentimes are allowed to show or express that we are trying to better ourselves or we're looking for something. So oftentimes individuals are attempting to coach us as compared to also coaching our counterparts, which are men. Because I said we're two peas in the same pod, opposite sides of the same coin. So if one is better and one is less than, we're out of balance. So we have to actually address things with one another. I just think that's the way the conversation went, because the thing was, is it difficult to date in Atlanta? It didn't say men or women. It just asked a general question.
Is
Was
it
it
hard to
difficult to
find love
date
in
in
Atlanta?
Atlanta or
Yes.
hard to find love in Atlanta? So I think that that's just what tends to happen. We're often talking to women because women are the ones chiming in. Women are the ones expressing outwardly that they have challenges dating. But I know a lot of men that would say the same thing, that they're having a challenging time finding the quality of women that they want. They're having a challenging time finding the mates that they want as well. So it's not just women. I just think the women are more vocal about it, and it becomes low hanging fruit, and that's who we talk to.
I I I kind of think that I happen to think that if you're gonna change anything, including our social structure, romantic love, all those types of things, it's gonna start with women. It's not gonna start with men.
Philip, what do you think? Because men, I would say generally men just want something to eat, peace, and a place to either watch their sports,
That's
have
not
a
the
beer,
reason.
whatever.
But I got you.
Philip,
Y'all are not that simple.
we are that
Listen,
simple. Men
we
just
are
want
that
peace.
simple.
Women are much more complex than men.
Women complicate everything. I don't care what it is. You can get the most base. A woman like Esther will have an argument in an empty room. Let's just call it what it
We
is.
lost Esther,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Oh, well, somebody will pass it along. Women complicate shit. They complicate life. That's why men have man caves. That's why men go to sports bars to get away from that. So, yes, I think the focus should be. Wait, man. I'm sorry, I was reading comments. I think it should be focused more on women. That's just my personal
Well,
opinion.
I don't. Well, I say I think everything starts with women, but not for the reasons that y'all say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the thing is, my attitude towards men is that the male system and we who benefit from it as males, the status quo has been beneficial to us. It's been less beneficial to women in terms of relationships, in terms of happiness in it when it comes to our connection. I mean, I know, we want to make everything equal. We want to equalize, like, well, you got the same, and it's just not like that.
There
Because
you go.
it is my thought and my observation that, as I said earlier, that women have just simply been better to men generally. Maybe not to you personally. I don't know. I ain't talking about myself either. But I do understand that. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Been better to me than I've been to them historically. But women have been better to men than men have been to women when it comes to this relationship thing. Women have been used more. Women have been misused more. Women have had that more so than it has been for them doing us like that. I'm not saying they don't do it. I'm just saying, in
Come
my
on
view,
now. Now
yeah.
there's women that's been married to guys that's having children by
I
other
didn't
people,
say
or
that.
that's been married to a guy for money.
No, but listen, man, listen. I can't be up here. I can't give every individual. I'm not
I
talking
got
about
you.
individually.
I got you. I got you.
I'm talking about generally, and when we look at it culturally. I mean, of
Yes.
course, there's some women who do this, that, and another. There's some so-called gold diggers. I don't like that gold digger narrative, but you have that. Of course, you have women who have been trash to men. You dig what I'm saying? I get
Yes.
that, but putting things on tier, women generally, if you find women in a messed up state, then the male system or males in it made her that way. She
Okay, so
didn't
can I
just.
interject here?
Yeah, go
Yes.
ahead,
Go
man.
ahead, Phil.
So just piggybacking on what you're saying, though, if men are, and I'm going to use air quotes, the leaders, right? They're the ones who say, okay, I want to lead my family. I want to take responsibility for this. I want, and I'm not saying everyone's saying this, just using general terms. I want women who are more submissive, more peaceful. Then, therefore, isn't it incumbent upon them to also be healthy, if nothing else, to attract and also be able to maintain that level within a household or any other type of community environment? Then he too must be healthy. He too must be well rounded. He too must be a man that can also attract the type of woman that wants to be available and submissive to him or respect his guidance and leadership. There's so many men right now that I see that say they want these things from when they want peace, they want that. A lot of brothers out here that aren't very peaceful. Um, they're
Now,
full
now
of
give
drama
an
themselves.
example. Give an example. What do you mean by not peaceful?
They're full of rah rah. Big base. Let's just say they're insecurities, right?
Yes.
Um, I remember dating someone that everything was a point of contention. If anyone's ever been around me, I'm not very argumentative, so that's kind of difficult. Um, let's say, for instance, we were literally driving down the street, right? And this was just based on some of his internal dialogue and his insecurities. We were driving down the street, and he was looking at his phone for the GPS, and he was going about 80. So I said, hey, babe, I know the way. Why don't you go this way? I got this. Yeah, but you're looking at your phone and driving 80, and I'm in the car with you, and I could just tell you which way to go as compared to putting my life in danger. And he said, do you not trust my judgment? And I'm sitting here like, hmm, you're going 80. This is not a safe situation. And he turned that into an argument of, I didn't need your help, this, that, and the other. Well, in actuality, you did. So I'm just using that as a basic example of there are a lot of men who, based on wherever they are, their internal conversations, their insecurities will deflect that off, as do women. But in this moment, we're talking about men, and you asked me to give you an example. So what happens is, and they're deflecting that these people are not very peaceful, based on their own insecurities, their own issues, or their own sense of self doubt, and then they turn around and they deflect those things back off on her, which we often call gaslighting. We're very familiar with that term. So to say that let's focus on women, I definitely think we should focus on women. But I'm saying we need to definitely bring more men into these conversations and look at a lot of the issues that men have, because I think men are also sorely negated in this process. So if women are all healthy and we've dealt with our abuse issues, molestations and things of that nature, we've dealt with our past.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got Feb and froze real quick. Hopefully she'll get back on. Hopefully her battery didn't die.
As far as what she was saying, I think the thing is I agree, of course, that men have to get on the road to healing and health also. The thing is that for how I see it, a couple of things. One, as a woman, she gives birth to children, to the child. Okay? She's the first teacher of the child. All right? She's the first teacher. And what's going to happen is if you're going to have a greater or better set of children, and in this case, male children coming up, is going to be with a stable, wise, and healthy woman. The thing is that the woman, our women in particularly, has not had the guardian over her, which is the male, the black male. There are some things that we are missing. And so what I say is that I start with women personally. That's how I see it as far as black males. And I mean, it may not be Phillip, it may not be you, Reggie. But when I see black males as a group worldwide, particularly in America, then I see black men basically as a non-factor. I do. Because the only man that black women has actually ever had, we have never had authority over her. She has had, her authority has always rested with the system, or I'll say white supremacy, but it's really another story. She's always had that. If you hit in the mouth, she gonna call her man. If you leave her with children, she gonna call her man. If she need housing, she gonna call her man. It's a systematic way of thinking. It's subconscious. It's not like a conscious thing, but it's cultural. She hadn't had us as her man, as her protector, as her provider. And I'm not talking about some individual guy. Okay, I'm glad that your father or somebody who might be looking, he may have provided for you. That's good. But when you look at us and as a culture over history, I'm talking about that, and that affects how we deal with each other. The female, you start with her because you teach her, you teach a nation. You teach a man, you teach an individual. That's how I see it. Not that men should not be in the conversation, because we should. More men should be in it, but it starts with women.
Indeed. And that's so very true. And on a side note, Renicia, I see all your comments. You ain't been in a structured positive relationship since '83. So Renicia Glass, she has not been in a relationship since Walter Payton played for the Bears. A good one. So I don't know why she's making all these comments. That's a whole nother story.
Okay, because yeah, I ain't seen her.
Yeah, it looks like it's a man's world right now. I don't know if it's divine intervention or what happened, but all the ladies have dropped off, possibly due to technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on.
And that's why the show is perfect now. I'm glad you designed it this way. It's called cutting dead weight. You understand what I'm saying? See, Reg, you're a little bit too liberal about this. You know what I'm saying? We need to be providing these women with structure, guidance, and leadership. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you. But hey, I want to
No.
thank Fab for coming on the show. I want to thank Esther for coming on the show. I want to thank you, Phil, for being a co-host, and you were wrong for that comment against Renicia. You shouldn't have said that. So she's going to catch you in the streets, I think.
Ooh.
Bam,
Oh,
bam.
she knows I'm just joking.
Antonio,
Knows I'm joking.
Antonio, thank you for coming on the show. We're going to wrap it up. We done lost the ladies, and I want everybody to subscribe and like the channel and get some money, too. I'm just joking. But, yeah, definitely subscribe and like the channel.
I see you on there with your ugly ass.
Go to YouTube, subscribe, and like the channel so you can be alerted for the next upcoming videos. See you later. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Antonio, you'll know how to get in contact with him. You'll know how to get in contact with Phil. You'll know how to get in contact with Fab. You'll know how to get in contact with Esther. Like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube on this video. I want to hear your feedback. Thanks a lot. See you later, people.